Welcome back to Porter and Ale, or at least Cider and Ale. Yes, Porter's still out working his magic with the Postal Service, working hard every day. So hopefully we'll have him back soon. But until then, we're going to keep the train rolling with some cider. Are you feeling good about these ciders?
I don't know yet.
Well, what we tried to do is try to find new labels that we didn't have last time so we could try to match it or mix it up a little bit. But we learned that there aren't a lot of labels out there for ciders, at least not around here. So we may see a lot more repeat labels with the cider edition, so we'll see. But none of these are chilled, which is usually guaranteed, but we just kind of yanked them off the rack and brought them home. So let's crack open some ciders.
First we have Noble, the Village Tart Hard Cider.
The
Cherry.
Village Tart. Now, Porter and I did actually have Noble on one of our episodes recently, but it was a ginger cider. So we branched out just a wincy bit. Oh, and if you'll notice, we're kind of sitting in a whole new scenario, you know, new couch, new background, the whole shebang. Very cherry. Definitely has that kind of tart smell, I guess you can kind of pick up on. So, and it's the Tart, Village Tart, or whatever she's called. She's a whore, but smells good, so I'm ready to try it.
Oh, it makes your jaw clench.
It is that kind of jaw-clenching tart, but it didn't hit me as hard as, I mean, after you kind of mentioned it, I was, yeah, there it is. It's tingling my jaw. It's actually kind of nice, for whatever reason.
We're off to a good start.
Next up, we have a helicopter flying over. So if you hear it, don't mind it. It's kind of loud, at least from where we're sitting. But no, on the cider front, we have the Shacksbury Dry Craft Cider. I've never heard of Shacksbury. It says dry, crisp, and sessionable. Don't know what that means. I've heard of session beer, so maybe that's what they're talking about. Cold fermented to preserve aromatics and complexity, Dry is a thirst-quenching, drinkable, easy on the sugar cider that you can pair with just about anything. You know what the ingredients are? Apples. You know, that's all it says, just apples. Low sugar at 3 grams, so that's pretty cool. 100% fresh apples and gluten-free, made in the Green Mountains. And this is also out of Vermont. Definitely has the dry cider smell to it. Kind of comes off, you know, like wines do. Golden, just a hint of carbonation, nothing too heavy. Smells good. I'm thinking it'll be all right.
Oh, the aftertaste.
Yeah. Do you remember last time that French beer that we drank? And that aftertaste that we talked about? It's not as bad as that, but it's not far from it.
What is that?
It's the dry aspect of it, because I think that other one, even though it was artisanal, it was still a dry cider. So I think I don't like dry ciders. I think this is becoming a thing.
Next up, we have Seattle Cider, semi-sweet hard cider. A light, crisp cider with just a touch of sweetness, honey, and color. Its refreshing cider reveals hints of apricot with a pleasant, smooth finish. Naturally gluten-free and made from a custom blend of fresh-pressed Washington-grown apples, Seattle Cider Company products are handcrafted with all natural ingredients, never from concentrate.
And if you look at that, it's a pretty clean color. It's not very hazy. Well, it's not hazy at all. It's very clean, very light golden color.
And hardly any carbonation.
Smells similar to the last one, but almost like the sugar has cut that down.
It kind of smells like a white wine.
I mean, I think most of these would kind of fall under that category, you know, fruit, the way they're made, the fermentation. I mean, they're not far off from wines as it is. All right, well, we'll see. The sugar helps.
And I'm not getting an awful aftertaste.
I mean, I don't hate it.
I wouldn't go out of my way to buy a 6-pack of it.
I mean, it's one of those you would drink if it was there, but wouldn't go out of your way to find it.
Yeah, there you go. What he said.
All right, next up we have the Wölffer 139, or number 139. It's a dry white cider. It's from the Hamptons in Long Island. Those fancy old people. Sourced from premium New York State apples and pears, and named after our Hampton address, 139 Sag Road, our white hard cider is elegant, crisp, and uniquely refreshing. Hard cider from New York State, apples and pears, carbon dioxide, malic acid, sugar, and sulfites for freshness. And this one's got a twist off, like some Yoo-hoo.
Because they're so fancy.
Far be it that those fancies up in the Hamptons would have to get a bottle opener. This is very clean, much like the last one, but I think it's a little lighter in color. It doesn't seem like color. The other one was slightly a bit more yellow, but not much. But this is very clean.
I don't know what that smell is.
You can get hints of the apples, but I think the pears are kind of offsetting it.
That would be it.
Yeah.
And I'll be upfront and honest, I do not like pears.
They're just grainy. It's just some weird fruit.
Stick with peaches.
Peaches are good.
Peaches are freaking amazing.
Not really sure what more we can say about it, so let's just hit it.
Oh no.
It's always the aftertaste. The taste when you go through it, you really get the apples. I think you're getting a lot of the sourness that pears can have. I'm gonna have to say it's not bad. I think you would just have to have a taste for it.
I mean, if you like pears. Okay, next we have pumpkin cider, because, you know, everybody's doing frickin' pumpkin. Mm-hmm. The sweet pumpkin cider has delicious fall notes of cinnamon, ginger, clove, and nutmeg to enhance our hand apple cider. Brewed and bottled by Crown Valley Brewing, somewhere in Missouri, because I can't pronounce that name.
I'll be deep in the cold, cold ground before I recognize Missouri.
What he said.
Now, I'll be the first to tell you I'm a little excited. Because, look, okay, I know that there's a lot of hate out there for pumpkin spice and all that stuff, okay? I grew up hating pumpkin pie, didn't want nothing to do with it, and then one day the pumpkin spice craze hit, everything had pumpkin in it, and then it invaded one of the things that I loved at the time, which I can't remember what it was, and then I tried it and I'm like, this is actually pretty good. And then I just started to follow it through everything. So every time there was pumpkin something, I was like, I want to try it. I want to try it. I want this pumpkin in my mouth. And now I eat pumpkin pie and I eat pumpkin spice. And
see, I'm the total opposite, because I freaking love pumpkin pie. A hot pumpkin pie with some whipped cream is freaking phenomenal. But you know what? I hate the pumpkin spice because they overdo it with the nutmeg. And I hate nutmeg.
Whoa! This smells amazing! I want to just put it in a glass and then heat it up and let it just waft in the house.
Nope.
But you know what? We've had times on the show where the smell is amazing and then the taste is god awful. And I would hate to see that happen.
It's gonna happen.
I have faith in pumpkin. In pumpkin we trust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What was that about faith in pumpkin?
The flavor is just a lot of pumpkin spice, man.
All I can taste is freaking nutmeg.
Think about taking the pumpkin spice flavor and then amplifying it by 10 and then liquefying it and put it into a bottle. That's what this is. There's no apple in sight.
No.
Ugh.
No.
It's hardcore, man. You gotta love your pumpkin spice. You gotta love it. The pumpkin spice, baby. And It even feels like it has like a hint of whipped cream at the end. It's weird.
Now I want to eat pumpkin pie to get this shit out of my mouth.
I mean, again, I'll just say it's not gonna be for everybody. You gotta love that pumpkin spice. Even if it was a little intense for me, but that's what it is. It's pumpkin spice beer amplified.
So all you white girls with your leggings and your little fuzzy boots, this is the cider for you.
Pumpkin. And finally, we have Austin Eastciders Blood Orange Cider. Yes, I said blood orange, our nemesis on this show. How do you like them apples? They wrote that on there. This is from Austin, Texas. Hard apple cider, filtered water, blood orange concentrate. cane sugar, brown sugar, ooh, whole blood orange puree, malic acid, red raspberry concentrate, interesting, and then there's sulfites and carbon dioxide.
Now, I was expecting it to look like a frackin' blood orange, and it does not. If anything, it looks like pineapple.
This is not filtered, and it has sediment. There are little bitty things floating in there. I will zoom in as best I can, but there's particles, little particles floating around in there. Being a blood orange, one thing that we've noticed with every blood orange beer that we've had is that they are sour. This says cider, sugar, but then malic acid. Malic acid is meant to be put in things to make them sour. So it's going to be sour, guaranteed. The brown sugar I'm a little curious about, and, you know, whether or not they're trying to cut that down. So we'll see. Sour. Bet on it.
Huh. It's not sour.
How about that? How do you like them apples? It's kind of like an orange juice cider.
I think it's more like grapefruit. So it's not bad. And it's not sour. I was really expecting sour.
So was I. This is actually really good. Well, it's Das Boot time. Cider edition, you know. And if you can see Das Boot, she's working overtime. She's got a lot of fizz going on here. Oh, yeah. Really interesting. Now, before we start, which one did you like the most?
So I'd say the cherry. I would go out of my way to buy that.
Being me, I'm going to give it to the pumpkin because it was just intense, crazy pumpkin. Yeah, I'm just going to defend it because no, everyone hates pumpkin and pumpkin spice. And I'm one of those people. I'm tired of being persecuted, damn it. All right, so Rochambeau time.
Yes.
Unless you just want to tackle it immediately, but you know, I'll gladly.
We're gonna Rochambeau it up,
right,
as is tradition.
It is. It has become tradition on this show. So let's see if you can make Porter proud this time.
Wouldn't count on it.
We'll see.
Oh yeah!
Oh, look at that.
Whoop, whoop.
She out-portered me.
That was for you, Porter. Love.
I don't feel as bad about this one as we did the last one because even though there were a few questionable beers, we had like 2 really bad ones last time. Yeah. Or ciders. I keep saying beers. Ciders, you know what I mean. So I feel like I could probably get this down. If the pumpkin kicks in and helps me, oh, this baby's going down all the way. I've never done the entire boot, you know this. I've tried, I really do.
Well, I haven't beat you at Rochambeau, but... Oh, you left me an ankle and a foot.
I don't have the stomach for it anymore. Oh.
It's been sullied with all the beer.
The pumpkin came, because at first it was just like the apples and everything, and then the pumpkin's like, I'm coming, buddy! And then it just engulfed my mouth. I was like, thank you. And then my stomach was like, dude, stop!
All right, let's see if I can finish this a little bit, because last time I did not do good whatsoever.
I mean, I think you can. I feel like most of the pumpkin is gone.
God, I hope so. I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I be cleaving myself.
Be cleaving yourself.
Uh-huh.
Look at that.
You left me all the bitter shit.
But hey, I couldn't help that that's the way it all kind of went down. Ooh, look at that. We did it. We took down 6 new ciders.
Woo!
Killed the boot in one go this time. Glad that we got to try brand new stuff as usual. And I hope you will go out and try these if you are a cider fan too. But remember, if you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Pencil and Paper Productions and chuck in a buck and help us out, and we can do more shows like this on a regular basis. Also, be sure to check us out on Untapped, where you can see what we've drank and see what we've thought about them, see pictures, friend us, and tell us what you thought about it as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm Cider,
I'm Ale,
and please drink responsibly.
and we'll see you next time.
Be the spice of life.